Let's try to finish up in the short amount of time that we have here on page Ayin Ches. We're on Shin Ayin Daled, reading the interior the small print. So he's talking about the concept is Azchar Shalol Lilvosh Shnei Malvushim Biyachad. What's the problem with putting on two pieces of clothing at the same time? He says that Shebebinimis Adam Yeshno or Panimi, inside of a person there's an interior light, like the Tzadi Tzalim. So this interior light is inside of the body of the person. So he says, as gufo. So it turns out that the garments themselves cover over the body on the outside. He says, so he says, al halavushim, and where is this? Is al lavushim shala'anim misabavim ha'oros makifim. So around the lavushim of a person are surrounding the surrounding lights, the makifim. Ha'oros makifim nimsoim b'chutz halavushim shala'anim. So they're found on the outside of a person's clothes. Makifim as malvushim mibechutz, and they cover over the malvushim from the outside. He said, makom himself ha'oros makifim hu beina levushim shala'adim. So they're in between the garments of a person. Kevin shal call levush v'levush shala'adim yeshno or makif, because he says that every time you put on a garment, there's going to be an or makif associated with it. Ki ha'oros makifim heim oros gedolim v'chazakim ma'od, because they're very, very powerful, strong lights. Ad she'ein shum davar shebekocho lidchos v'lagarish as a klipos, because what is it? Ad she'ein shum davar shebekocho, there's nothing in his power to push away the klipos. El ha'oros makifim bilvad. Now the oros makifim, he says, have the ability to be able to push away the klipos. Kevin shaha'oros makifim heim ko gedolim. So since they're so powerful, the vichol ein shum yecholos lakali. So therefore they can't really suck off of the lights that are coming from this body. So since they're not able to nurse from them or feed from them, that's the right word, so therefore they're completely and totally pushed away. And that's the reason why the or of the makif is on the outside. And it doesn't have to come into the body, because in order to be hidden inside of the body. But there's no concern that because of the power of the makifim, that they're going to come back and they're going to start feeding off of the person's body, because that light is very powerful. He said, this is what it says like this, or makif omed bein kol levush v'levush, that the makif is actually in between every levush. So if you put on 3 garments, then you're going to have a makif on outside of each one of them. Hu ak v'rak kasher lovish kol bigdei beged bifnei atzmo, but this only is when a person wears the garment, puts on each garment by itself. But if you put on two garments at the same time, goren lakach shelo yuchel or hamakif v'shayach lebeged. So because he's saying that every garment has a makif that's associated on its outside. So he says that therefore the light is not able to shine from the beged, the tachton, the hakif sevivo, in order to be able to surround it and to be able to protect it. The kevin shalave shimo beged nosif, because now he's crushing or making it impossible for the makif to attach itself, I guess, to a certain extent, to this garment. Then he's missing the makif shal halavush tachton yoser. So this is actually kavana, that when you're putting on your clothes, that you have an idea that there's a makif there, and that is a protection for you. So here we come, and he says, but when you put two of them on together, it doesn't have the ability to be able to penetrate and attach itself to the garment. Im came nimsish ena klipos nidachos memena, so therefore that doesn't push away the klipos. Bekevin sharaka or hamakif bekochol lidchos, so there the makif has the ability to be able to push away v'lasalik as a klipos and to remove the klipos. He says, "Kashecha nisheres haklipos le'aches ba'adam." So since the klipos are still holding on to the person, melo yesh lo shikecha, the person loses shikecha, attacks him, or he develops shikecha. He says, "Ki ein hashikecha metzuya ela etzel adam sheshorim alo b'klipos," because the shikecha is only found in that place. Let's see what else we have here. Shin Pevav. He says, "Kasher b'shorach kedushas al adam, ki kasher shora kedusha al adam." So when the person has this separation, which is allowed, and they have become kedusha, az yesh lo zechira atzuma, then the person could really remember well. And the last one is v'zecha b'roma b'sod masha ne'emar. So this is really a remiss to what's said like this: ve'ein sheikha lifnei kisei kavodecha, in the presence of the holy throne, there is no forgetting. The hainu shekasher shora kedusha al kol al am yisrael, in the kedusha which makes us special. He says when it's dwelling on the Jewish people, az nimsaim lifnei kisei kavodecha, then a person finds himself in the presence of the holy throne. So when he reaches that place, as pshita she'ein shum shikacha, then we see for sure that there's no shikacha. How much more time do we have here?
1 minute.
1 minute. Let's just try to get these words in on the next one. Is v'kasher ha'adam lovish malvusha. So when a person puts on his clothes, b'kol pam shalov shem tzarak lizacha the kachas shnei tzadi halavush biyad yemina b'tzad small. So you have to put it in, having this idea to put it on using both hands, one side of the garment on one side and one hand and one on the other. Yashir tzad hayemini biyad yamino. So then the right side would be in the right hand. V'achar kach yiten tzad small shalom alvush. So you should put your garments in on right side, then left side. Biyad small dereka ach. V'achar kach yelbesh tzad hayeminis, and after that you put on the right side shalom alvush biyad yemini, in the right hand, using the right hand. V'achar kach yelbesh tzad yad small shal malvush biyad small. V'tamed yikaven the kalo akol b'yamim. So they have a kavanah to have all of it on the right hand, to the kavanah that the kalo, everything into the right. V'achar kach yamim nice and as a small, and then after that everything's in the right, just like washing your hands, then you could bring on the left. And now we're going to go after the next one is going to be about putting on the clothes, and that's it. Katuv, see you.